All right, here we are, day 3 of 3. This is the Total Gym 15-minute blitz for your legs. Now, this is not an especially brutal workout, but it is definitely effective. The Total Gym is notorious for the fact that it's hard to get real epic, brutal workouts with a Total Gym unless you're really putting some time into it. As you've seen from other videos, it's definitely possible, but trying to balance a really grueling leg workout along with just a 15-minute time window, it can be a bit challenging. So this is a good leg workout. It's definitely very effective, but it's not as debilitating as the pull workout was. Now here you can see I'm just getting set up. I am setting up my wing attachment upside down for the modified leg curls I like to do. I'm using the standard squat platform because I'm using a narrow stance and keeping my feet very close to the glide board, very close to the rails when I'm doing the squat portion. I've got some resistance bands a little bit off frame, you can probably see, and I'm getting ready to start. So I'm going to start with a set of 20 on my modified leg curls. 1, 2, 3. Now you can see I'm kind of shifting back and forth a little bit. On this very first set, I'm trying to find my groove. It's not about just going through the range of motion. The big thing is having that mind-muscle connection. You really want to make sure that you're activating the targeted muscle. So it's not about moving the weight from point A to point B and just pulling by any means necessary. It's about actually consciously contracting the hamstrings and doing a curling motion with your legs. That's where you want the force to come from. So you can see I was kind of adjusting my toe angle a little bit. I was raising my knees up and then pushing them back down, trying my hands in different places. I'm trying to find where I can get the best groove. And then once I find it, I'm in a pretty good spot. All right, now as soon as I'm done with this set of 20 on the leg curls, I'm going to do a modified leg extension that I've shown in another video. For this, I'm putting my feet on the floor, heels together, and I'm putting the ball of my foot against the foot of the Total Gym so that I can't slide out. Again, first set, it's kind of a feeler set, making sure I'm in the right position, getting everything set up correctly. And remember, the big thing is that you don't want to have a lot of momentum or things like that during this exercise. You'll also notice that I never quite lock out. On the leg curls, on these leg extensions, on the squats that I'll do after this, I never quite lock out. I don't want to let the muscle rest by letting it sit on the joints. I want to keep it under constant tension during the set. So I come down nice and slow, I extend up, and then as soon as I can feel that the tension is letting up a little bit too much and it's getting a little bit too easy because I'm getting a little too close to the top, I stop and I reverse the motion. Now in this first set, you can see my heels are coming up a little bit. What I ended up finding through some trial and error during this, because I haven't done this exercise on the Total Gym in a while, is that for me, it actually helped during my following sets to keep my heels against the floor and to actually think about driving my heels into the floor. For one reason or another, that really helped activate my quads a bit better. As you can see here, this is a set of 16 on some hip abductors. Yeah, hip abductors, but it's like a calisthenics version of a hip abductor, and I think there's a special name for it, and I can't quite recall it at the moment. But anyway, these look easy, but they're not. Having your body at a slight angle like this actually makes it a bit tougher because when you're at an angle, it doesn't allow any part of the motion to have essentially no resistance. There's some level of tension throughout the entire range of motion. And right near the top, it's near its maximal contraction, its maximal resistance. So it gets really tough. And again, the first set of hamstring curls, I did 20. Then for the squats, the leg extensions, I did 20. But for the hip abductors, I only did 16. Now in this next set of leg curls, I'm going to do 16, 4, 5, 6. Got a better groove this time. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, now I'm going straight back into those modified leg extensions, but I'm actually going to stick with 20. Now the reason why is because with this lower angle, although this angle is great for the hamstring curls because they're pretty challenging, with the modified leg extensions, it's actually not super challenging. If you're doing it correctly, you definitely feel the burn, but this is designed more as a warm-up for the final exercise we're going to do. It's definitely more challenging than a warm-up, but this is not supposed to be unbelievably tough. That's why I'm using the same angle as I used for my hamstring curls. I want it to get definitely warm the muscle up. I want it to feel a little bit of a burn, but I don't want to exhaust the quads because I need that quad power for our final exercise today. Like I said, all 3 sets of these modified extensions will be 20 reps, although the reps for the other exercises will change with every set. All right, now back into my hip abductors. This time I'm going to do 12 reps each side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you'll notice I have my leg pushed out in front of me. One reason for this is because by having the weight of your foot and the weight of your leg kicked out in front a little bit, actually does immediately put more pressure on your glutes, on your butt muscles. But then also it allows me to get a fuller range of motion. If I'm just going through my natural range of motion, but my feet were completely side by side, I might clack my ankles, or I might start to feel the insides of my thighs, like my adductor muscles start to press together and kind of release the pressure, and I don't want that. So keeping the foot kicked out in front of you will keep pressure on the glute, and it'll also give you a fuller range of motion. And this final set of my modified leg curls will be just 12 reps. But after these 12 reps, when I do my final set of my modified leg extensions, I will still do a full set of 20. All right, that was the last set of that. Jumping into my modified leg extensions. 20 reps. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm trying to make the most of this last set. So this time I'm really concentrating on not only getting a nice full range of motion and doing a nice tempo, but actually, as a matter of fact, knowing this is my final set and I want to get the most out of it, you'll notice that I'm making sure that as I come down, very slow and controlled, I'm actually feeling the very like the hair on my knee, or sometimes just the tip of my knee, just barely touch that squat platform. With where my feet are placed and with my heels being down, if I can feel my knee just barely touch, not hit hard, not bounce, but just barely touch that squat platform, I know that my quads are almost fully fully extended, and I will be able to get a better pump in the muscle, a better full range of motion. I can draw more blood in before I contract the muscle. And this final set of hip abductors is going to be 8 reps. 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now for the final exercise, which is a type of squat, I'm going to be raising the level of the total gym. Not quite yet, but I will at some point. And there's a funny little thing that happens, and I think every total gym owner has probably dealt with it at some point. But for now, I'm setting up my weight bar Now, for the ease of this being only 15 minutes, instead of using my typical plate weight like I like to use, I'm using my resistance bands. And the reason why is simply because they are much faster to put on and take off. So it's not as much lugging around. It doesn't take as much coordination to slide the weight off of it. I don't have to mess around with the clips. I can just loop the bands, make sure they're both going to fit correctly, and get on with it. So for this first set, my total gym is at the same level. I believe this is level 3, and I have just one resistance band looped over. And this is very similar to a BLITZ squat. What I'm going to do is keep my feet together, actually, and in the very center of the squat platform, so that it puts a lot of the emphasis on your quads. And if your heels come up, that's okay. The main idea is that you really want to emphasize the quads. So nice, steady tempo. You don't need to come down all the way and collapse. You want to keep some tension from the bands in the bottom. But when you come up, it's very important that you don't lock out. And I say that strictly because while I was doing this, especially near my last sets, all I wanted to do was lock out. It was taking everything in me to not lock out at least one rep and just rest for just 1 second because it was burning so bad. This is a very effective exercise if you do it correctly. And again, this first set, I'm doing 20 reps. Now for my next set, I'm going to keep the level of the total gym the exact same, but I'm adding my second resistance band. And I'm going to rest for about 12 breaths or so. So maybe 20 seconds. Depends on how fast you're breathing, but I'm counting out 12 breaths, and once I hit my 11th breath or so, I go ahead and start getting back into position. All right, making sure I'm set up correctly, and I got to do 16 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, nice tempo, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I don't know if you can see my face, but 10, it was killing me, 11, 12, and you'll see I'm already wanting to rest at the top. But the modification that I do is if I feel like I absolutely, for the sake of keeping my tempo and maintaining good form, if I have to stop, I don't lock out. If I have to pause for a split second to reset mentally, I do it with a slight bend in my knees. I maintain pressure on that muscle. Now this does two things. One, it prevents me from locking out and resting the muscle, but then two, it sucks to be holding it at that bent position, just statically holding. So it also reminds me to hurry up and start going again. Yeah. Now, as you can see with this set, I raised my total gym all the way up to the top, and now you got to take time out to fix the rug. Typical total gym problems, right? All right, now this final set is going to be a drop set. So I've raised my total gym all the way to the top, and I also have my 2 resistance bands on, and the goal is 12 reps. Maintain good position, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh, this is killing me, 10, 11, 12. Now I'm not going to stop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stay down. I'm just going to take 1 resistance band off and go right back at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take the next band off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's just halfway there. This final set is a set of 20. Now you might have noticed in my last set I was changing the speed a little bit, and it's basically because I was trying to keep myself focused. My quads were burning so bad, and it was such a challenging set that simply telling myself to maintain the same thing, I could feel myself breaking. I could feel myself cracking. I was about to give up and do something bad. So I decided to change it up by changing the tempo here and there, taking a little pause. But anyway, that's it. That's 15-minute blitz workout. I know it doesn't look like much. It looked very simple, only a few exercises, but it is very, very challenging. So until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.